tell me a little bit about this studio here. You call it MIZER Productions, is that right?
We call this MIZER Productions. It has been about 5 years, 6 years worth of work. Just getting everything, learning everything, playing with it, putting it together, making changes, taking stuff out. Like, I mean, it started with like a different soundboard and a no preamps and no compressors and all computer stuff, and just kind of like dabbling in like an overwhelming sea of misinformation and a lot of just failing and being bad at it. Like, I mean, legitimately did not start where things sounded good. Like, I couldn't trust my room. I didn't know. I don't even know speakers and you know, it's not even stuff. I was like, I just want cool sounds. I want to make things sound cool. And it's like, that's great, but why does it only sound cool in my room? Like, why does it all fall apart the second I go to my car? Or like, you know, it just crumbles and it doesn't sound good. It sounds like it's in a box, or like they're singing out of, you know, the drums are made of wet cardboard. Like, it's just bad. And so you just start like learning and failing and practicing with my own songs and just seeing if I can make my stuff sound cool, can I make other people sound cool? And like during COVID, it's just like more people started showing up to the studio because you couldn't go to a show and you didn't have anything to do. So it was like 5 days a week. There's a band practicing in the house, and every single day I got to get a little better, like, and just kind of learn this little piece or that little piece, or like kind of figure out all the little details of how to make drums sound good with two mics.
Yeah,
I think,
like there's I've seen a couple people do it with two, three, four, all 8,
one. Can you
16.
do it with one? Like
I've seen one, yeah.
This is the Katy Perry song or Amy Winehouse song.
I don't know. I don't remember who it was.
It's like an SM56 that they stuck like right somewhere in between the kit.
That's crazy.
Or it's like Beatles would go overhead, like a single mono. You know, there's just. But then I started buying gear, and not knowing why I was buying gear.
Yeah.
Like just crap, like $100 compressor. And
we've all been there. Yeah. You end up selling half of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you have
pile behind you.
Try it all and figure out what you need and what you don't need.
Yeah, well, it surprised me too. Like some of the things that I like aren't because they're good. Some of the things that I like are because it
sounds good. You learn how to use it.
Yeah, it's like that art compressor or that art preamp right there is so woolly and gross and just not really a good sound. But when you put, like, I don't know why I did it, but I put two mics in a mid-side in the middle of a room for drums, and it just made the cymbals perfect.
Yeah.
For like 2 songs, and I was like, we're remembering that. But it's like, it's not really what I have, it's like why there's
has a purpose.
Yeah, it has to be like everything that's on this thing has a purpose. Every single thing here is being used for like 1 or 2 things max.
So let's go through it. What's the brain of your system? PC, Mac?
The fundamentals are a computer that I built. This Fractal. I've got an AMD. I don't remember what my graphics card is, but I've got the AMD super chip thing running Windows, a Be Quiet fan, which is like, I hate the RGB stuff.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite thing in the world, so I just wanted a nice, blacked out, fast computer. And it has not failed me. Like, I mean, my ADATs fail me more than my computer does. This thing has never run into any issues, so I'm happy with it. I just don't like upgrading. I want to get something that's going to last, you know,
I feel
an
that.
entirety. But there's like 4 terabytes of SS. What's the DDR4?
Is
the
it
super fast one that flips on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so it's nice.
What DAW are you running?
Running through Reaper.
Reaper?
I like the Reaper.
I think I tried it once.
It's something I learned a long time ago, and for me, at the very beginning, I kind of wanted to stay away from MIDI formats and, you know, all the little extra stuff. So I really just wanted to learn how and why I'm using this microphone for that thing.
Okay, yeah.
And this was just here. My bass player taught it this stuff, because I think before it was like Sony Acid and Fruity Loops and like just GarageBand and, you know, all
started
the
on
ones.
Started on Cakewalk Pro.
I remember
like
that one, yeah.
It didn't even have multi-track. Like you had to record it one track at a time.
Yep. And the latency was kind of still like a part of it. Yeah, that was a fun moment. I remember that.
Coming out of the aux of the PA into the actual sound card of the Dell computer. It worked, but finally got to learn how to do Pro Tools and all that. So.
And then down below here, we're running the Motu. I think I've got 72 ins and outs. Or no, what do we have? 48 plus 12. What is that number? That's a good number, 60. Got 60 ins and outs. There's my compressors. I actually don't get mad, but I rebuilt some Behringers because I loved how bad they are.
Yeah.
I threw some transformers in them and upgraded the capacitors and kind of cut some things out of the circuitry that I didn't really like. And then wound up using those, one's for kick, one's for snare, and I don't know what I did wrong, but only one channel on each one works.
Oh yeah.
So I went kick and snare on that. Below that is the Yamaha SPX. That I got that during COVID because I loved the bass on Nevermind.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I wound up finding out, basically it was just like a trigger word for me, because I was watching a video and somebody was like, hey, this is what they used. And I was like, oh crap, I can get that for like cheap.
Yeah, they were
So
super cheap.
I snagged it, and I've used it on vocals a couple times and bass a whole bunch.
So what about preamps?
We go preamps. I just picked up, so for drums, we're using this Apex, what is it? The Apex 1788. I literally have had 2 sessions with that so far. Actually about 7 songs so far. That I'm using for drums, it's 8 channels. Yeah, what's good? You turn it on. Turn on all this fun stuff.
Show us the lights.
Get the pretty colors going, you know? This guy is the cheapest thing that I could find, close to like some API stuff.
Okay.
And I love the way API stuff makes drums sound. So I picked that up and just hoping that it would work, and I have been so happy with it. But all the skins are running through that. We have cymbals and rooms running through the tube fire, which is surprisingly, it just makes me happy. Like, it kind of smooths out my cymbals and makes everything sound really pretty. Sometimes overheads go through the 302, and sometimes room mics go through it. This gap has probably been the #1 most used thing in the room, just because vocals, bass, DI guitar, like everything. And then these 2 Graces, honestly, like if you just want a clean DI or really clean, I use them when I have people come in for like books or like audio books. And, they're just clinical. They sound really real. My acoustic guitar sounds amazing if you crank them. Yeah, it's been one of my favorite things to push acoustic through.
Always been a fan of the Grace stuff.
Oh, it's fantastic. And then the Pro MPA over here, along with these really ugly things. This is awful, but I love it still. Like
Clark Techniques, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering about them because
it's bad, but I like it. Like, it just does some certain things every once in a while. Like, honestly, gutting 5K is one of the most beneficial things that I've found about it. Like, you can just kind of kill 5K.
Because they have their 1176 is like $200 or something.
Yeah, I tried
like,
it.
It probably sounds
I
like
wasn't. I tried it and I tried this one, and this is a little noisy, but
That's the warm.
To be honest, it does just fine. And then I gutted this thing and I put a new Opta, whatever the heck it's called, in there.
Yeah.
And some new tubes. And
it's their LA2A or whatever.
And I've got the Michael Jackson thing running to where they're both kind of connected.
Oh, okay.
De-essers first, and I shouldn't even give that, like, I can't find any more. And I want like 5 more, because it's my favorite thing. Just kind of kills the top end and makes it a little more relaxed. That's been pretty cool.
All right, and then Monitor World.
Monitor World, we got the HS10s, HS8s, whatever they are.
Look like
They look like the ENS10s, but I think they're called HS8s. They're basically the powered version of the NS10s, and they're a little bright, but I can kind of tell my translation to the car and the phone and stuff is pretty even as long as it's a little bright in here.
Yeah.
So they're really clinical. Like, they'll tell you if things are harsh, and that's like the one big thing that scares me. I hate that in the world of audio. Like, I want to be able to crank it up and it stay warm and beautiful and pretty, not, that awful, wonderful, awful 7, 10, whatever, terrible noises.
And acoustic treatments. They got
I've worked
DIY for sure, huh?
Yes, we went DIY on almost all of it. I think these are like R8 panels that I picked up from Home Depot and just felted them because I'm lazy. And then all of these things on the wall I built, they're all rock wool. It was pretty much
just 2x4s and
2x4s. I wish I would have done 1x1s because they're very heavy.
Yeah, do a little lighter.
Yeah, a little bit lighter next time.
You got them all the way around the room?
Oh yes. Back walls doesn't have much attention yet, but the closet's full of stuff to kind of muffle things out. The corner traps help out a lot with the ring of the room.
All the way around. That's cool. We'll talk guitars, or these are...
Yeah, these are my babies.
So we'll start with this one.
I found that guy in a pawn shop.
Good old Epiphone. Can't go wrong with Epiphones.
No, and somebody shaved the neck. They replaced the pickups. They did a little bit of work on the body, or not the body, but some of the components. Yeah, the guts. And it's really smooth. Like I picked it up and I noticed that that guitar felt like it was mine.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're taking that.
I love when that happens.
It was wonderful. The old Fender Tele, I think it's an 80s. That has, so I guess for legal purposes, there's a very interesting story behind that guitar. Is I had a roommate basically leave it behind because he liked drugs more than a lot of things. And so I just kind of inherited it. I haven't touched it, but I love the awful decay on the freaking, like, everything is just kind of falling apart on this guitar, but it sounds, I just don't want to touch it. Like, I love how ugly it is. It makes me happy. And then this one, my hollow body has been a part of this family for about, 10 years now. And it saw all the Flintlock Gypsy shows. It just was the sound of Flintlock for a long time.
And over here,
and my beautiful baby girl. This one has been a part of my life for probably 10, 12 years. And you can tell, but I won't touch it. Like,
yeah, no need to get it.
It just sounds exactly the way I want it to. Everything works. I know every note. I know this guitar more than any other instrument in the world. Yeah, it's like this fret right there buzzes. Like here's kind of buzzy. But if you bend it a little bit, it cleans it up.
Yeah.
It's just, and everything's not attenuated, so you have to kind of just play it.
Yeah. You wanna go check out the downstairs?
Yeah, we can do that. Oh, before we do that, the creme de la creme is really my main master bus chain. Like, if we're going full drums, I'm usually throwing down into this chain and paralleling with, because every insert on this board has an out.
This is a Soundcraft board?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Soundcraft GB8. I've got cables and all sorts of mess on top of it right now. But every channel is like, there's an out to the computer for every channel, plus the buses. So just the blend of tone that you can, I mean, we're using like 20 of them just for drums downstairs. And then selecting just a few other, like I've got some stereo channels running down there. And then these are actually, these all stay up here because most of the time when we track vocals or we're tracking bass with DI instruments, everybody's in the room with me. Like, it's really just drums and live performances that we're doing downstairs to capture that feel.
I see a couple DIs up here.
Yeah, got the Neve DI and the Sansamp.
Yeah.
21.
And what is this Black Line audio?
It's just like if I go portable.
That's just the new Revolution 2x2?
Yeah.
Do you like that one?
It's got a little bit of color. It's really warm. Like I can't get it to sound bad. So, but it does have its own kind of character to it.
The only thing I wish it had was the ADAT. It doesn't have the ADAT.
No, it does not have inserts. But it's also like $400 less than everything else. So you're looking at now. And honestly, I throw it in my laptop, plug it in, and can, you can kind of, like if you want to do something really remote, like or go to the woods to record something like,
it's bus powered.
Yep.
So
it's bus powered, so I can take it out and just, you get maybe 2 to 3 hours of recording time, and then you can cut it. But it's really cool to just be able to go do location things or try to capture like the sound of birds with a nice mic, or just if you want nature or traffic, or like I can go get some good sounds with just throw everything in my backpack and run just a pickup mic. Console. And a big console's got all those transformers and all that extra stuff in it, so I just wanted to get as close to big console sound as I could. So I was like, well, fuck, let's just throw as many transformers before we can, and as many transformers as we can afterwards, and then a couple tubes in, and maybe it'll sound like a console. And it's close. It's close. Honestly, my favorite thing that I use this board for is like when I'm breaking down to a mix, my panning. I think the analog panning just sounds 10 times better than digital panning. Like digital panning it doesn't move out. Digital panning never feels like it moves wide.
I hear what you're saying.
I can get this to just explode out of the sides of a mix, versus with the digital stuff, it feels like it goes to the left, but it goes like here. Whereas like when I use the analog stuff, it's like, it feels bigger. And I don't know how to explain it, like numbers or, number crunching wise, but it just feels better to do it like that than it like, because that's what music is a feel. Like, right, you have a cool song, but does it feel good? Like, can people dance? Are they enjoying themselves to this? And that's, I don't know, that was always my big take on how I wanted to approach this, was feel, like the emotion. What is the song for? How is it going to be used? And used, I mean, like, think about how many songs exist that are like a daddy-daughter dance at a wedding. Now take that idea and then take like getting up early and going fishing in the morning, or like you're late to work. Like, are you listening to a song? What kind of, like there's, or do you want to drive 110 miles an hour?
Every song has a mood.
Do you feel lucky?
Place.
Like, what kind of lucky song? Like, what kind of celebration or sadness, or like a celebration of sadness? It's all parts of itself. So, I don't know. All of this is for that. I don't know how to explain it.
So we're gonna do this whole thing. The signed Whitechapel, signed Anthrax poster.
Yeah, dude, that's
Suicide Silence.
It's Jared's.
There's a bunch of guys living here, huh?
Yeah.
No way a girl would let us.
No girls allowed.
Not let you do this. So this is the jam room, right?
This is the jam room. We have one of many guitars on the walls that belong to some of the other producers here.
We got some acoustic toys over here.
Yeah, there's like this is like a really weird alternate tuning guitar, and then I believe that's one. I think that's Jared's guitar, another acoustic.
And a Lady Ironheart.
Yep, that's one of the other producers here. This guy's mine. This multi-track. I drove to like Oklahoma for that thing. God forbid you have to go there for anything.
But they always have the best deals.
They do. Because crackheads are selling stuff for cheap. What?
Oh, yeah.
Did I say that?
For sure. And they ain't selling much else. This is like the most interesting collection of V's and metal guitars I've seen in one room.
It's been a hot, yeah. No, they love their metal stuff.
Even a little Dimeback throwback.
Oh yeah. Big smile on the dime. And then I love this one with the handle on it.
Is that the Steve Vai kind of thing? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And that's the
live rig.
That is definitely the live rig, yes. Jared runs and owns Audio Carnage podcast and studio, and that's the rig they use for the podcast when they're doing all their live stream stuffies.
Very cool, very cool.
Definitely cool. Definitely does the trick.
And then there's one more transparent one over there.
Yes.
Galveston hiding in the corner.
The clear one.
Sweet. What is this over here?
That is a sound wall. Oh, no. Yes, we can move the sound wall.
And that's custom built as well?
Yeah.
With guitar holders.
I filled it full of foam and like, pretty dead.
Yeah.
Works, does the trick. If you need to block kick or do anything crazy. And I think this is Jake's rig. And I think it needs some work, but.
So you track upstairs.
Yeah, so I technically run, everything is ran from a couple snakes.
I love this. You just cut a hole right through the thing.
Yes.
There's an air vent.
Yeah, we ran it through the return air vent. It was pretty safe.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Whatever works.
We're running to two little snake boxes back here in the corner that you can just kind of throw around the room. And it helps to not have drums right in my face when I'm recording.
Yeah, that will help. Saves your ears a little bit too.
Yes, it does.
That's very cool. Well, thank you for hanging out with us and let me see your spot.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for coming out, man.
Go ahead and plug and promote anything you'd like.
Okay. So I guess
see you in the light here.
we should be promoting MIZER Productions. You can look me up on, what is it, the Instagram, all the stuff.
I'll have all the links as well.
Okay, cool.
Too. So just
Yeah, we're on all the stuffs, and I would say Audio Carnage podcast as well, because we do a lot of stuff together with a lot of work.
sweet.
And that's probably about it. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.